Well, I mean, I think it's time to try to get a Rhino. Finale of Devastation. Library. Siege Rhino. Where's our Rhinos? Oh my god, are there no Rhinos in this deck? Oh no! Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and we're doing it again. It's time for another edition of Against Odds, and by popular demand, we are playing 100 Rhinos. This time with 100% more Rhinos, which means I didn't forget the Rhinos this time. So this is the exact same deck that we talked about 2 weeks ago. You got to see the Big Brain Broon fail as we forgot the Rhinos, but this time we're gonna actually play the deck with the Rhinos and see what happens if you really put 100 Rhinos in a Battle of Wits deck in Modern. So gonna keep the deck pretty short. There's probably not much of a point in going through it all again because you already saw it, and plus it's all just Rhinos. But the idea is we got Battle of Wits, so we can play more than the normal 60 cards. Plus, maybe we win a game with Battle of Wits. We got a bunch of tutors, so we can maybe find it. Then we have Siege Rhino, which is kind of the whole point of this deck. How many Siege Rhinos can we get going? So we got 4 real Siege Rhinos. We can tutor them or Battle of Wits up with a huge pile of tutors. Then we can copy Siege Rhino a ton of times with everything from Phantasmal Image to Fable the Mirror Breaker to Sublime Epiphany to Writer Replications. Then we have some lands that can clone our Siege Rhino. We got ways to get Siege Rhino back from the graveyard, a Panharmonicon to double up the Siege Rhino trigger, playing Glacial Worm because, I mean, I love getting people with playing Glacial Worm. So that is the plan of the deck. 100 Rhinos with the Rhinos. Can it work? Let's jump into some Modern games and find out. Thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy the games, and I'll be back in a bit with the wrap up. There's only 4 days left to get your limited edition Commander Clash playmat. We got a bunch of variants, Stitch, normal, gold foil signatures from the Commander Clash crew, so make sure to head over to MTGGoldfishmerch.com and get yours today before they're gone forever. Looking to pick up some sweet Double Masters 2022 reprints while prices are cheap? Well, you can snag them all from our sponsor Card Kingdom by heading over to cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldfish. Against Odds time, we are, by popular demand, playing 100 Rhinos, Rhino of Wits again. Although this time, we actually have the Rhinos. That is the big difference. Glacial Worm in hand is awkward in our million card deck, but, I mean, Profane Tutor can find a Rhino, and we got ways to copy the Rhino. Please don't Teferi us. If we get Teferied, it's gonna be pretty sad. Yeah, Glacial Worm is like, it's essentially a mulligan. Oh no. Oh yes. Okay. Good news, bad news. Bad news is our opponents burn, and that means they're going to be really fast. Good news is Rhinos are very good against burn if we can get them down in time. Opponent gets and hits us. We draw a Demonic Bargain. That can be another Rhino. We're going to need a land. We're going to need a land. We'll suspend Profane Tutor. Do we live long enough to get a Rhino down? Please don't. Okay, Goblin Guide. Show us a land, Goblin Guide. Show us a land. Opponent gets and hits us. Top card. Not the best. Down to 15. Riftbolt suspended. Profane Tutor ticks down. Well, Cavern of Souls on Rhino. We could just be dead. All right, let's Noble Hierarch. Phantasmal Image. Goblin Guide. Get in there. No, we're gonna play defense. we're not gonna try to win with 100 Goblin Guides. I don't think that's gonna work. Opponent Riftbolts. Also hoping for no Searing Blaze. Down to 11. I mean, if the Hierarch lives, we also get to cast the Rhino. Skewer the Critics. Down to 8. Land, not great. Opponent goes to combat. Opponent going to attack us. Top card, not a land. Prismatic Ending, a good card, but I mean, I guess we get to shuffle, right? Okay, so Profane Tutor comes down. Rhino isn't enough to save us. Profane Tutor. Please don't kill our Hierarch. Get a Siege Rhino. Opponent, don't be looking at that Hierarch, opponent. Okay, we draw Hierarch. All right, save us, Siege Rhino. Rhino 1, can't be countered. No Mana Tithe worries. Up to 9. Bolts our face. Down to 6. Cracks the Mesa. We really need our opponent to have like at least one dead card in hand. Double Bolt just gets us. Goblin Guide, okay. So single Bolt gets us. Pushes with everything. Top card. Explore. Blanca Goblin Guide. Come on, no burn. Down to 3. Land. Okay. Blue. Whatever. Mythos of Aluna. Siege Rhino. Okay, up to 5. 2 rhinos. Okay, we're sort of doing it. I don't think we can attack this turn. We really need another rhino. We really need another rhino. Oh, we got there. We got there. Okay. We rhinoed him. Yes. Okay. Maybe it can work. We'll bring in our 1 Thragtusk. I guess that's probably it in this wild pile of cards. All we did that game was Rhino and it was enough. Actually, you know what? Let's go down to Panglacial Worm. Let's go down to Sublime Epiphany. I think there's probably an argument just to like lowering our curve. Anything else cheap we can bring in? Supreme Verdict. I mean, yeah, all right, Supreme Verdict. That's probably fine. Go down. Well, we will go down the Tameo. All right, run it like that. It is easier when the rhinos are actually in your deck. We're going to keep this. Primal Command is pretty good if we don't get got by, like a Skullcrack effect. Finale of Devastation can be a rhino. It takes a while, but it can be. Hierarchy. Cracks. Sacred Foundry. Untapped. Bold Surface. Opponent. Arid Mesa. Oh, Searing Blaze. Searing Blaze is pretty good here. Pretty good. Yep. All right, down to 13. Well, play a Marsh Flats. Pass the turn. Are we even going to live to get to the Primal Commands? That's the next question. Eidolon. All right, that's also not great. Let's get the Zagoth Triome for now. Lithiform Engine. I think we have a plan. This might not be a good plan, but there is a way we can do this. We Finale of Devastation, but we don't get a Mana Dork. We Finale of Devastation, take our damage. We are going to get our best friend or worst enemy, depending on your perspective. I think we're getting a Grazer. Grazer is essentially a Mana Dork that if it dies, it doesn't matter. And it actually blocks Eidolon. So get a Grazer, put Arid Mesa in hand, pass the turn. And this should mean that we get to Primal Command next turn. Of course, our opponent probably has Life Gain Haze, so we'll see if it actually works. They could have a Skullcrack or something similar. Opponent going to bolt our face down to 7. I mean, I guess we could also just die because we're gonna have to crack these fetch lands. Land, 2 cards in hand. Oh god, Roiling Vortex. Yeah, that is a big chunk of what we were afraid of, honestly. Opponent passes. We get pinged to 6. We draw planes. We'll play the planes. Oh, crack this down to 5. Mountain. Primal Command. Yeah, this Vortex is a huge issue. This feels super bad, but I think we have to. Yeah, I mean, I think we just got to get rid of the Roiling Vortex to have any realistic shot here. We would like to be gaining life, but it's not going to work. So this means future rhinos can actually gain us life. Sure, can't gain life. That's fine. All right, well, come on, rhinos. We just need to naturally draw a rhino. We did shuffle in a couple lands to our opponent's deck, which is helpful. Like, lands are bad draws for our opponent. Well, except for Sunbait Canyon. That's a land that's not a bad draw. We could try to clone Eidolon so many times that our opponent can't cast spells. Oh my goodness, they just drew into Roiling Vortex anyway. Okay, passes. We get pinged. Alter Ego. So play the land. We're at 3. So we're dead to a bolt anyway. All right, we're going to crack Arid Mesa down to 3. Grab a Mountain. Alter Ego. Copy Eidolon. Pass the turn. I mean, if our opponent whiffs, we might be able to Eidolon lock him. Opponent gets pinged at 8. Come on, hold. Oh, all right, opponent. We were close to locking them under their own Eidolon. The Roiling Vortex was tough. Our opponent drew Vortex, and then we shuffled it away, and they immediately drew Vortex. That is a problem. I mean, maybe we want Force Negations? Well, this hand has rhinos, and we got some ramp. We'll see how much life gain hate our opponent has, but Windswept Teeth, go. Opponent, Inspiring Vantage, and going to pass. Well, crack Windswept Teeth, down to 19. So we definitely need as many colors as possible. Let's get Zagoth Triome to start. I mean, we're going to Farseek for another Triome. Coiling Oracle. Well, we're still going to Farseek. Oh my god, this mana. Demir's Garden? We might want more blue. All right, Spara's Headquarters. Go. All right, our ramp is working. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have life gain hate. That would be annoying. Opponent. Sunbaked Canyon. Passes. Balaged Recovery. Coiling Oracle. Triggers. Balaged Recovery. Pass the turn. I mean, the rhinos are coming. Opponent. Sad Searing Blaze. That's fine. Searing Blaze for 1 damage that is all we can hope for. Lithiform Engine. We can bring to light for a rhino, but what are the odds of that actually working? Yeah, I mean, I think we do it. I mean, the upside is, even if our opponent can fizzle the life gain, it is a rhino on the battlefield for copying. So bring to light X4. So definitely expecting a Skullcrack or something, but we'll see. Siege Rhino. Cast a Siege Rhino. Do you have a Skullcrack? Yes. All right. So we dropped to 14, but we get a Rhino. Pass the turn. See if our opponent has hard removal for it. Cracks. I mean, Rhino is also a 4/5, which is worth something. That's a body that matters. Searing Blaze the Rhino. Oh, they just have a handful of Searing Blazes? Well, if this happens, we really want to untap land so we can finale for a Rhino. Oh my goodness. Okay. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Untap land. Finale. All right. That doesn't work. Ah, that's unfortunate. Well, this feels bad, but I think we Eladrami's Call to get non-Rhino life gain this turn. Knight of Autumn. Play Knight of Autumn. Go back up to 11. Play the tap land. And then next turn, we can start finaleing out Rhinos. 11's not a low life total against Burn. The real question is going to be, do they have more life gain hate? Opponent, more Sunbaked Canyons. Skewer, that's fine. Because now we get to finale a Rhino and gain a bunch of life. And that hopefully is going to be, oh man, are we going to win this? Are we going to Rhino of Wits our way through this? Finale X4, we will search our library for a Siege Rhino. Siege Rhino. Not done. Moto just a little laggy when you have 250 cards. All right, Rhino, go. It's working. The deck is much better with the Rhinos, I will say. Your go, opponent. Eidolon, sure, that is allowed. Sacred Foundry, well, go to combat. Smack you with a Rhino. I mean, I think we're the aggro now somehow. Opponent, Paths. I mean, that's fine. We'll just get another Rhino. And we get a land. Can we get Panglacial? Oh, if we played the land, we could have. Next turn, maybe. All right, grab an island. Finale of Devastation, X4, Rhino number 3. I think we Rhinoed him. It worked. It worked. All we did was keep playing Rhinos. That was it. Maybe Rhino's secretly superpowered. We need Rhino on Arena. That we need for sure, but that was a good one. Against odds time, we are Rhinoing 100 Rhinos, this time with the Rhinos, in Modern, Rhino of Wits, and hopefully we find some Rhinos. Arion, and I don't know if we can keep this. So the end where if our Noble Hierarch dies, we just do nothing, like literally nothing. Mulligan to try to find more lands. Oh my god, that's Battle of Wits. Well, I mean, we got a plan. Try to live and play Battle of Wits. I mean, 2 removal spells, a ramp spell, and Battle of Wits is kind of sweet. We just really want to hit lands mostly. That would make our day. Well, I mean, we're not going to complain about drawing a Rhino. Polluted Delta, go. I mean, so there's an argument for keeping our fetches uncracked to leave more lands in our deck, but I think we probably just got to get Triumphs. Windswept Teeth for our opponent for a Katera Triumph. Okay, so our opponent could have counters. Could be a control deck. Passing. Well, crack the Polluted Delta. Sadly thin the deck. Yeah, let's Xander's Lounge. And land. Alter Ego. Uh-oh. Okay, well, Windswept Teeth go. Oh, we really need to draw lands. Oh, lucking into having the Battle of Wits in hand and then not drawing the lands to cast it would be a sad way for this to go. Wooded Foothills. All right, looks like our opponent's going to do something. Grabs a Forest and Renegade Rallier to get back the land. Oh, so this is probably combo? Well, okay, let's find some lands. Windswept Teeth, crack it. Temple Garden. Untapped. Grow Spiral. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Show us those lands. Show us those lands. Several in a row. Eternal Witness. Okay. Not a land. Not a land. Passes. Oh, no. No, not like this. Well, there might not be any Rhinoing or Battle of Witsing here if we just... Well, I mean, that's magic. We have... How many lands do we have in this deck? The number is incredibly high. 110? Opponent bolts our face to 13, untaps. Cavern of Souls on Human goes to combat. Opponent's going to, oh, this would have worked too. This would have worked. Well, I mean, we're going to bolt, get rid of the Rallier. This is a lot of real lands for a human deck. Come on, deck. Okay, Shatter Skull Smashing is technically a land. Probably our worst land because it doesn't actually let us cast anything, but it is a land. So 1 more land for Rhino, 2 more lands for Battle of Wits. Please don't Coco us. Oh, maybe? Okay. So maybe our opponent's like a Bernie Zoo style deck. Opponent bolts in Helix, and we're down to 7. I mean, Rhino would really be nice to get us some life back here. Opponent going to pass. Land so we can cast a spell. Eladrami's Call. So we will pass the turn. Oh, not feeling super great about that. Opponent. Gonna draw something eventually. Stoneforge. Yeah, that's an issue. Or what? Cauldron Complete? Yep. And a land. Wow, this has been some horrid running for our deck. Well, try to kill the Stoneforge. Pass the turn. Opponent's got all the lands that we don't have. The funny thing is, I feel like Rhinos would actually be good against our opponent's deck. Do you have the land for Calder complete? Looks like no. Scavenging Ooze. Only one creature in the graveyard. Yup. Eats it. And eats a bolt. Sure. Oh god, it's a mountain. Oh no. Basic Mountain is the one land that does not actually let us cast anything still. There are two mountains out of 250 cards and one Shatter Skull Smashing. So we've somehow drawn 2 of our 3 mono red sources. Oh, all right. We need our opponent not to draw lands and not to draw non-lands, and we got a shot. Lion Sash. I mean, this thing's gonna get deadly huge here. Opponent passes. All right, Alter Ego on the Lion Sash. Okay, yeah. Oh, the battle, it's turn 8. The Battle of Wits has been here the whole game. We literally had the Battle of Wits win, but we just can't hit our mana. Opponent untaps. So it looks like our opponent has Prismatic Ending. I mean, we might as well block, I think. This Lion Sash isn't gonna do anything, so we might as well block. Hardcast, Batter Skull. Death is coming. It's land or death. No doubt about it. Yeah, opponent eats. We draw. Not a land. I guess technically this keeps us alive. Just like getting blown out and doing nothing, whatever. Like we're playing 100 Rhinos Battle of Wits, but having it sitting in your hand mocking you, those are the painful ones. Those are the ones that hurt. Yeah, all right, sure. I mean, this might be the first time someone has gotten mana screwed with 113 lands in their deck. We literally have 113 lands, and we somehow managed to get mana screwed anyway. We can trim a couple expensive things, bring in a few cheaper things. Stuff that involves a graveyard probably not going to be super good. I mean, Unburied Rites Gifts, I guess we'll keep. There's a chance we could sneak that through. Well, let's do that exact same thing, but draw lands. We get to play first. Reveal Yarion. I like the Sylvan Carry added. That is helpful. Well, what did Foothills go? Blue-black, I guess? Own it. Stomping Grounds tapped. All right, crack this. We'll take Xander's Lounge. Untap. Coiling Oracle. We'll play the land. Yeah, let's Sylvan Carry added. Go. We do want to suspend this tutor at some point. Cavern on Human. Esper Sentinel, sure. And Shadow Sphere, sure. Land, please. Mirror Mimic. 1/2. Coiling Oracle. Try to find a land. No. Well, Birds of Paradise is sort of like land. How are we getting mana screwed twice in a row with 113 lands? Blowing my mind. Opponent, Windswept Heath. Cracks it. I mean, I guess we can just start cloning this Coiling Oracle a bunch, maybe. Gets a Plains. Renegade Rallier by the looks. Yeah, gets back the Windswept Heath. Cracks. What we know we actually want now is like a fetch land. If we draw a fetch land, we can start cloning the Renegade Rallier and ramping that way. That would be even better. Opponent goes to combat. No attacks. Hierarch. Well, okay. 1, 2, 3 Metamorph. Yeah, we're going to pay the life, I think. Because we need to play the Mana Dork. 1, 2, 3. Phyrexian Metamorph. Copy Coiling Oracle. Oh my god, still not a land. The amount of mana screw we're experiencing is actually like kind of shocking. I mean, maybe that's just the variance of having 250 cards, even with 113 lands. Opponent going to Spreading Seas. Actually not that big of a deal at this point. Draws a card. Well, we'd still love a fetch land to do the Rallier shenanigans. Equips the Esper Sentinel. Wooded Foothills. Goes to combat. Passing. Eladrami's Call. Definitely not a fetch land. In that case, I mean, we gotta hit lands eventually, right? We have to. Phantasmal Image. Copy Coiling Oracle. It's a land, but it's tapped. Pass the turn. So we can Eladrami's Call for a Rhino, but it does let our opponent draw a card. Still might be necessary. Opponent cracks. Maybe we can block the Sentinel and get it off the table. Gets a Breeding Pool. Right now we're Coiling Oracle tribal. All right, more Spreading Seas. Well, thankfully, blue is a color of mana that we can make use of. Like, that is not the end of the world. All right, has officially turned all of our lands into basics for the time being. Cavern of Souls, Ooze, and what is going on with this deck? Lightning Greaves. I mean, that is a scary card. All right, so Greaves up the Sentinel. Attacks. Well, I think we might as well kill it. Get rid of the Rallier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, Eladrami's call. Opponent unfortunately gets to draw a card. We have 6 mana. We can Eternal Witness back a land. We can just get a Rhino. If we draw a land, we could Jin Gitaxias, which would actually be amazing. I mean, odds of drawing a land are not bad at this point. Can we just take the Jin and hope? If we don't draw it, we're what? Cloning or getting rid of the Lightning Greaves? I mean, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. It's been a weird game. Let's just go for it. Okay, we draw the land. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jin Gitaxias. Go. Pass the turn. So if our opponent casts an artifact, answer, or sorcery, we're going to counter it. And then when we cast one of those, we get to copy it. Only once each turn. Now we can double Primal Command, which seems pretty good. That can get us multiple Rhinos. And this also keeps our opponent from just playing a Call to Complete or whatever. All right, Esper Sentinel gets countered. Oh, Cavern. Okay, opponent found a way around it. Yeah, that's legal. That's legal. Ooze, sure. But can they kill the Jin? I'm gonna eat the graveyard. Yeah, eat the graveyard. Grieves on the ooze and passes. Mirror Pool. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Primal Command. Search for creatures and put a non-creature on top. So we're gonna put Lightning Greaves on top. All right, put Lightning Greaves on top. We can't pay the 2, but we can pay the 1. You know what? Honestly, we're gonna let that go. Sure. Now we get to copy it, put a land on top. So get rid of the Greaves, tutor up a Siege Rhino. Get rid of the Greaves, tutor up Phantasmal Image. Play the tap land. Suspend Profane Command, go. Pass the turn. I mean, this slows our opponent down, and the Rhinos are a-coming. Draws Lightning Greaves. Plays a land, shuffles away the land. So it's been a really close, interesting game. I feel like this would be a good Battle of Wits matchup. Maybe we end up going for Battle of Wits with the tutor. We'll see. I mean, next turn we're going to get our Rhinos going, I think. All right, equips the Shadow Sphere, sure. They can't really easily replay the Greaves without it getting countered. You're gonna hit us for 5. We're just gonna take it and then trust that our Rhinos are gonna get us back into this. So ooze up to a 6/6, sure. So we drop to 11. More oozes. It's finally Rhino time. Profane Tutor ticking down. We draw, Grim Tutor. If we just get a Battle of Wits, do we live? We go to 8. That's probably too greedy. Let's see, white, black, green, whatever. Siege Rhino. Drain you, gain some life. Mirror Hall Mimic. Siege Rhino. Gain some more life. Rhino number 2. Okay, we're getting there. Pass the turn. About it. All right, back up to 16. 2 Rhinos on board. Opponent can keep eating the graveyard. That's fine. We're gonna get to double tutor as well. Double tutor off this. I mean, I guess there's a combo here. The combo is Jin and Profane Tutor. I wish Yarian could blink lands. Getting rid of these spreading seas would actually be helpful. Well, now we just keep making Rhinos. What do we tutor up? We could tutor up Battle of Wits, but at this point, with the Rhinos going, I'm not sure we need to. Oh my goodness, you know what we do? I think we write a replication in land, and then we write a replication on a Rhino. And Jin is gonna give us protection from a removal spell, and that should do it. Windswept Teeth. I think I think we might actually get to see the write a replication play. Opponent goes to combat. Passing. We got to go for it. All right. So untap. Profane Tutor comes down. It gets copied by Jin. So we get 2 Profane Tutors. Opponent's going to get to draw a bunch of cards, unfortunately. It is a little risky. We could just get a bunch of cheap clones. What's the coolest thing we can do? That's the real question. The coolest play. It's got to be Commander style, right? Yeah, we're going to do it. Write a replication. And I think just a land. It's going to be hard for our opponent to counter it through the Jin. A non-blue source. Probably like a forest. We want it to not be painful. It's so hard to search this deck. All right, we'll get a forest. We draw a Clever Impersonator. Well, we play the land. Here goes. Write a replication with kicker. Just like you're trying to finish a Commander game. Targeting Siege Rhino. Oh my god, it worked. Yes! Opponent goes to 4. The Rhinos are here. Can we win by attacking? Opponent would gain 6. No. So next turn. Oh, that was so good. In Modern, that's 7 Rhinos. We're up to 7 Rhinos. Yes, and opponent scoops it up. Oh, that was beautiful. Did we play Engineering? Probably. I don't think we've ever done that before. With all the Rhino decks we've played, I don't think we've ever Rhino replicationed a Siege Rhino in Modern. I think that's a new one. That's one way to get a lot of Rhinos all at once, for sure. Revealing Arion. How's our hand look? I mean, I guess this is fine. Little awkward that we don't have any green mana, but hopefully we find it. Well, Tangleflorahedron. That's green. Enough with the Spreading Seas, opponent. Enough with the Spreading Seas, I say. Gets a Jetmir's Garden. Forest. Or Stoneforge Mystic. Now we're probably going to have to kill that. If they get Cauldron Complete, we definitely have to kill it. Yeah, okay. We know what we're doing this turn. We are killing Stoneforge. Otherwise, we die. So, Hallowed Fountain, untapped. Prismatic Ending, get rid of the Stoneforge, thankfully. Not dead yet. Opponent untaps. And we're hitting our lands, which is nice. Opponent Cavern on Human. Still gonna need to find some Rhinos, perhaps. Opponent. Oh, the sad rallier. Okay. Opponent passes. Marsh Flats, eh? Gross Spiral. Put Mirror Lake into play. Marsh Flats, go. Primal Command is sweet. Primal Command can gain us a lot of life, which could be relevant at some point. Our mana's coming along. All right, Hierarch. Shadowsphere, sure. Opponent goes to combat. So we definitely need another green source. We need red, green, red. I guess green, red, black, since we have white. All right, so crack this. Jund Triome. Oh, there's Eldrami's Call, which is sweet. So I think what we do is Marsh Flats, crack Marsh Flats, get a Boros Headquarters. Then Mythos of Aluna with color assistance. Copy the Renegade Rallier. Renegade Rallier fights the Noble Hierarch and gets us back the Marsh Flats. Okay, and now we pass the turn. That was good. That was a good turn. And now I think we can get a Rhino, right? We can get Rhinos going. Green, white, blue. We should be able to. Opponent plays a tap land. If things ever get too scary, we can just gain 7 with Primal Command, but equips. I think we block here. I guess maybe our opponent wants these off the battlefield because Revolt with all of our clones is actually kind of sweet. But if we get a chance, I think we just trade. All right, opponent passes. We'll crack Marsh Flats. Grab another Triome. Jetmir's Garden. Untap. Ooh, Metamorph. Well, green, white, black, green, white. All right, trying to make sure we can cast everything. Eldrami's Call to get a Siege Rhino. Siege Rhino, number 1. Drain you. Yeah, let's play the land. Even though it's a clone, I think it's worth it. Our hand is so set up to copy Rhinos that I don't think we need one more clone at the moment. We'd rather have more mana so we can play multiple things in a turn. Opponent, Breeding Pool. I mean, once our opponent gets to 7 mana, they do get to play Cauldron Complete. So we got to be wary of that. Hopefully our Rhino doesn't die. That would be sad. I mean, they could Prismatic Ending it. They have enough colors, so they could Prismatic Ending X4. Just drawing Battle of Wits would be sweet. I feel like Battle of Wits would work most likely. Reality Chip. All right, that's a good one. We might want to copy that. Either that or we just Primal Command it. All right, opponent equips. Is it still a creature? No. Passing. We draw. Battle of Wits, Mythos of Aluna. Oh, that's kind of insane. Blue, blue, green, red. Oh, this is going to be great. Mythos of Aluna. Color assistance. Copy the Rhino. Rhino fights down the Renegade Rallier and does Rhino stuff. Go to combat, hit ya with the Rhino. 1, 2, 3, just Metamorph Rhino, I think. Yeah, we're just gonna do it. The other option is to Eternal Witness here in case they have like a ooze or something, but I mean, just playing all the Rhinos seems pretty good. Back up to 18, opponent goes to 8. Rhinotron assembled. Does this mean we win? Wooded Foothills. Opponent's 1 land away from that Cauldron Complete. You can see the downside to Cauldron Complete. It's incredibly powerful, but there's games where this happens, where you Stoneforge for it, and then your Stoneforge dies, and it just does nothing but sit in your hand. Opponent needs something pretty good here. I don't think another Renegade Rallier is pretty good enough. I mean, it's a good card, and this does get them the mana for next turn, but I don't think our opponent is going to have a next turn. We got a lot of Rhinos. The opponent gets back a land. Well, we'll see what our opponent does. Eternal Witness back, Mythos of Eluna, and do it again. Equips, trying to get some life gain going. Passes. Brushland. So play the Brushland. Primal Command. Shadow Sphere on top. Search for a creature. The creature will just be a Phantasmal Image. Phantasmal Image. Copy a Rhino. And opponent goes to 4, which just so happens to be the number of rhinos we have and the number of power rhinos have. Attack with everything. And I mean, opponent needs a miracle. Is there a miracle? Oh, no miracle. Just rhinos. I can't believe this deck's working. I mean, the deck actually hilariously somehow kind of works. We haven't been able to get a Battle of Wits kill, but rhinos are still proving themselves. Like, just play a bunch of rhinos and good things happen. Good things. Well, sweet, sweet, sweet. Against the odds time, we are rhinoing for reals this time. Rhino of Wits, 100 rhinos. This time with all the rhinos, and I really want a Battle of Wits win. I know we're a rhino deck, but I want to have it happen just once. I just want to get someone with Battle of Wits. This hand, cover 1 Panharmonicon, no ramp, 1 clone. This hand's so slow. I think we mulligan it. All right, this is actually a lot better. We're going to be one of those people that puts our Panharmonicon to the bottom, but this is better. We got a ramp spell into 2 ways to potentially find rhinos. Opponent Ether Vial. Sure. Yeah, I think we got to play a fetch land. The problem is our opponent could have Leona and Arbiter. They're probably like a Spirit deck, but they could be a tax deck, and this hand gets severely locked by a Leona and Arbiter. Taking up the Ether Vial. Sure. Cavern. Well, we're going to know what they're doing. Spirit? Spirits. All right, so it is spirits. Well, our worries about Arbiter were unfounded. Scalding Tarn, crack it. Let's get the Sultai Triome. Builder on taps. Coiling Oracle. So Marsh Flats, crack Marsh Flats. Hollowed Fountain. Ouch, down to 15. And Coiling Oracle Part 1. Draw a card? Is it a land? No. I mean, it's hard to resolve things against spirits, but if we can, Giver of Runes, Bring to Light could be good. Bring to Light could get us a Supreme Verdict potentially, which at some point is probably going to be necessary. Horizon Canopy, opponent gonna violin. A Lord hits us for 4 down to 12. Green blue, Coiling Oracle, part 2. Land. All right, there's a land. Play Xander's Lounge. I think we're just trying to set up for hopefully Bring to Light for Supreme Verdict next turn. Could still get got by Spell Queller. Opponent gonna crack to draw. Could have played an untap land in Eladrami's Call, but I think we need our life, especially since we're not playing a creature next turn most likely. Cavern of Souls on Spirit. Oh, that's bad news. Hits us. Well, now I don't know what our plan is. That Selfless Spirit's really bad for us. All right, Verdant Catacombs, crack it. Down to 7. Forest, green, blue, red, white, black. I'm not sure there's actually anything we can get here that saves us. Now that Supreme Verdict doesn't work. Bring to Light. I mean, we can get a Rhino, but that doesn't save us. We can clone something. That doesn't save us. Are we just dead? So if we get a Rhino, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I guess a Rhino doesn't leave us literally dead on board. It leaves us likely dead. Could Primal Command the Ether Vial? Yeah, we were really counting on this Supreme Verdict to do it. Primal Command. Gain 7. Put Vial on top. This also plays around Spell Queller because it's 5 mana. I'm gonna violin Spell Queller. So I did have the Spell Queller. So we go to 13, but I don't think this matters. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we take 9, 10, 11, or at least 10. Yeah, so we're actually just dead. Yeah. Ether Vial. I mean, we found a line that kept us alive for another turn, but it's not a line that lets us win. The Salva Spirit, that is the issue. We dropped to 3. March of Burgeoning Life. Yeah, we're dead. That was not a very rhino-y game. All right, what do we got that can work against spirits? Plague Engineer seems good. Endurance has reach, which is relevant. Even though it didn't work that game, Supreme Verdict still seems good. Go down. Probably just expensive stuff, honestly. Cut stuff that costs a lot of mana. I'd bring in the Knight of Autumn. Knight of Autumn's probably better than some random expensive card. So you know what our pathway to victory here is? I think our way we can win is just finding Battle of Wits. They can't spell quell it. So we can get up to 5 mana and just cast it and win. We want to see like a couple of lands, a couple of ramp spells, and a Battle of Wits in hand. Asking for a lot in a 250 card deck, but I mean, there might also be a way that we win if we can just get down a Rhino on like turn 3 and start cloning it. All right, we get to play first. Reveal Earion. 2 lands, nothing of note, and a Djinn. We're gonna mulligan. We'll keep this. I don't think this is great, but we'll try it. Yeah, let's just put Clever Impersonator to the bottom. Keep all the lands. Flooded Strand. Go. So we can get down Profane Tutor, although Spell Queller is still a problem, and Mausoleum Wanderer potentially. No Rhino, no Battle of Wits. Profane Tutor could get the Battle of Wits. We don't have any ramp either, though. Cavern on Spirit. Opponent scoops it up. Opponent misclicked, and they named Archer. Somehow, I've never seen that before. Our opponent Cavern punted. They played Cavern and accidentally clicked Archer and didn't have any colored mana and shame scooped. Oh my god, that's Battle of Wits. We don't have any ramp, but that is Battle of Wits. We got a plan. We'd love to find a ramp spell that would make us incredibly happy, but we could always just trust that our opponent names Archer again. Flooded Strand, opponent passes. Not a ramp spell. Well, Flooded Strand, go. So we need to not be too far behind. So we die the turn that we Battle of Wits. We do got to live to our upkeep. That's why ramp would be super helpful. Cavern, Archer. Come on, Archer. Show us our... Aw. Opponent correctly named Spirit. They're learning. Shacklegeist. Well, we'll crack this. Spara's Headquarters. Untap. Well, Lightning Bolt's not the worst. Carpusin Forest. Lightning Bolt the Shacklegeist. Pass the turn. Opponent Flooded Strand. Supreme Phantom. Growth Spiral's pretty good. Growth Spiral. If our opponent wants to counter this, we're fine. That's a Mystical Dispute that's not in hand to stop our Battle of Wits. Miscast. Oh, Seagate Restoration. I mean, we can use Mirrorhole Mimic to clone one of our opponent's things. Just to have blockers. Like, we have a game plan, and the game plan is to live until we get to Drog Skull Cabin. It's to live until we get to this Battle of Wits. Birds of Paradise. That would have been helpful in the past. Well, Arid Mesa, crack Arid Mesa. Ouch. Plains. Mirrorhole Mimic. Supreme Phantom. This is going to be so close. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. 1 card in hand. Oh my god, another Lord. Wow, this is going to be just too fast. We drop to 7. I mean, in theory, we can just play the Battle of Wits and chump block here. We're dead to a Flash Spirit. Our opponent did not play a land last turn, so they have to have action in hand. The other plan is try to clone our Supreme Phantom, like Birds of Paradise, mimic the Supreme Phantom. You know what, we're going. We've had some close calls with Battle of Wits, but have not quite got it. Under there 5 Battle of Wits. Cast it. Pass the turn. Do we survive? On board, we go to 1 and win. But if our opponent has another Lord or a way to get rid of our Supreme Phantom, well, they haven't killed us yet. That's encouraging. The suspense is killing the opponent. If you got it, just kill us. Just kill us. Somehow we had drawn the birds earlier to have 1 more chump blocker. I'd feel much more comfortable. 3 manas. Okay, so opponent just had they had the answer the whole time. All right. Well, I don't know why our opponent stalled for that long, but they had it. Battle of Wits is tricky to win with, apparently. So close. Against the odds time, we are playing some Rhino of Wits, this time with literally 100% more Rhinos. Do we keep this? I like all the ramp. Kind of dislike Panglacia Worm in hand, but we'll try it. All right, well, Forest and Birds of Paradise. Go. Opponent Island. Well, Stomping Grounds untapped. Suspend Profane Tutor. Play Ignoble Hierarch. Go. All right, looks like control. Well, I gotta hope Teferi doesn't come down next turn. That would be annoying. Bring to light. Well, we will explore. Well, put a mauling into play. Hit you with the Hierarch. Green, black, red. I mean, so we can bring to light X4. And we'll keep this. Well, tap land go. Opponent Flooded Strand. Cracks Flooded Strand. Gets a Steam Vents untapped. Oh, they're Dirty Ragavan players. Okay, that makes more sense. Dirty Ragavan player. All right, well, Verdant Catacombs, crack Verdant Catacombs. Grab a Temple Garden untapped. And I mean, we got a Prismatic Ending at Ragavan. Ragavan cannot go unchecked. Like, if Ragavan goes unchecked, you lose. About it. See Chrome Coast and passes. Play the Field of Ruin. Passing Growth Spiral, I think. See if we can Growth Spiral into a land. About it. Taps. No Stoneforge is nice. Opponent plays an island. And going to pass. Do we counter a Growth Spiral? No, we draw a Phantasmal Image, though, which doesn't do anything. All right, Arid Mesa. Crack Arid Mesa. Proving Ground. Farseek. Or Xander's Lounge. Please don't Blood Moon us. This deck is not going to beat a Blood Moon, like, ever. Runs out of Brazen Borrower. Scalding Tarn. I mean, resolving a Rhino would be sweet. Opponent gets and hits us. Coiling Oracle. Finale of Devastation. Well, that'd be sweet if it resolved. Grab Yarion. Stomping Grounds tapped. We are down to 13, which is a bit sketchy. Yeah, these heavy counter spell decks are tricky. With 250 cards, just naturally drawing a Rhino is not that likely, so we have all these tutors to find Rhino. Not easy to resolve any of our tutors through the deck of many counters. Like, if we could get a Rhino here, look at all these clones. Like, we could Rhino off, down to 10. Growth Spiral. Growth Spiral. Land into play tapped. Field of Ruin. Blow up your white source. Island. And then, I mean, this feels so bad, but Phantasmal Image, Brazen Borrower, and pass the turn. Opponent cycles a Triome. I mean, at some point, we're just gonna have to fire this off and pray. I mean, we'll snap block if we get a chance. We're just trying to stay alive at this point until we can hopefully do something sweet. More Prismatic Endings. All right, so opponent's all about just trying to kill us with this Brazen Borrower, and it might actually work, especially if they have counters. We can only play one thing this turn still. Opponent hits us to 7. Grim Tutor, not the best time for that. We came here to Rhino. I'm 99% sure this is getting countered, but we're going to go down doing what we love. If we're going to lose trying to tutor Rhinos into play. Wow, no counter. Rhino. Boom, up to 10. Now what about it? How do you like us now? All right, they didn't have a counter somehow. They could still have removal. Although Rhino, one of the upsides of Rhino, it's not the easiest thing to Prismatic Ending. People don't play Path as much as they used to. All right, up to 10, opponent goes to 13. About it untaps. So apparently our opponent does not have a counter at the moment. Opponent goes to combat, gets and hits us. Unfortunately, Grim Tutor, 3 life is a lot at this point. When you're almost dead, 3 life is a lot of life. Opponent hits us down to 7. What's the follow-up? Ottawa is there's a land. Uh-oh, I see. Stoneforge. So we're going for the Calder Complete plan by the looks. Oh, Batterskull. Well, this is kind of okay, especially if we draw land here, because we need Rhinos for days. Well, that also works. Mirror Hall Mimic on Rhino. Drain you. 1, 2, 3. Glasspool Mimic, also on Rhino, also drain you. Yeah, I think we just stay on defense. 3 Rhinos. It's working. They didn't have the counter. Oh, they do just have it? Yeah, that's the worst. Play literally exactly what we needed not to happen. Now they can move the Batterskull. Or not. I mean, we're going to block the Germ. So this might mean our opponent has a counter? Change of plans. Just get in with Braid. Okay. I mean, we are going to kill the Germ. So opponent gains a bit of life. We kill the Batterskull. And then put it on the Cauldron? Okay. Tapped. Ooh, I think we actually have a shot here. Do we win this? So Grim Tutor. Or Prismatic Ending. Prismatic Ending, play the Scalding Tarn, crack the Scalding Tarn. We're going to play one more Rhino first. Crack the Scalding Tarn, Island, Clever Impersonator, Siege Rhino, and then Prismatic Ending, the Germ. Swing out? Yes! Rhino power! We did it against the control deck. I mean, as janky as this deck is, and I feel like this happens every time we play a Rhino deck, it kind of works. It does actually really, truly, in its own really janky, weird way. We just Rhinoed him. We Rhinoed him. Why does no one play Rhino? Like, from a competitive perspective. Also, we're gonna have to play quick, because there is we have our one Dovin's Veto. We're gonna have to play quick, because there is some chance that we time out here. Do your worst. Tap land and passes. Windswept Heath, crack it, breeding pool, and then ignoble hierarch, go. So probably the worst is just Stoneforge for Calder complete, because we don't actually have an easy answer to that. But it passes. Marsh Flats, go. I think we're gonna leave up the counter this turn. Like a Teferi would be annoying. Opponent gonna kill the hierarch, sure. So if our opponent does something we need to counter, we can use the veto. Otherwise we can get a Triome, untap land. Teferi, well, Marsh Flats, crack it. Godless Shrine untapped. Veto it. Untap. Misty Rainforest. Crack Misty Rainforest. Watery Grave. Oh, down to 11. We want the Rhino. Oh, we're so close to being dead, though. I think we gotta wait. Grim Tutor's 3 life adds up, doesn't it? Let's Knight of Autumn. Gain 4. Pass the turn. All right, back up to 15. And we got a body down. Land. Jace. All right, we would like to draw an untap land to clone this Jace. Ticks up. Opponent leaves it on top. Could be a land. Oh, Sublime Epiphany. That's not a land. Well, Glasspool Mimic. Grim Tutor. I mean, it's probably just Rhino. Get the Rhino. Attack the Jace. Oh, the untap land to clone the Jace would have been so good. Jace at 3, but now our opponent gets to refuel. We also have 1 minute 45 seconds on our clock, which is not a ton. Too many Rhinos for our clock. Too much talking, I guess. Brainstorms with Jace. So opponent brainstorms, put stuff back, finds a Stoneforge to get a Calder complete, I assume. Batterskull. Well, we do draw a land. Well, step 1, go to combat. Attack the Jace. Takes it. I'll play the land. Yeah, play the Rhino. Please resolve. Oh, opponent, hater of fun, has a counter spell. Okay. Well, here comes a Batterskull, and there's still a Jace. Yeah, opponent, Steam Event's tapped, adapts. Opponent's 7 cards. Oh, I mean, that's the power of Jacing. Jace is a very, very strong card when you can't kill it. We got it down to 1. That's something. Opponent, Spirebluff Canal. Lightning Bolts, and passes. Profane Tutor. Well, Clever Impersonator. Copy Jace. Brainstorm with Jace. Put back Mirror Pool and Quasi-Duplicate. Land. Suspend Profane Tutor. Go. I mean, we're fighting the good fight, but I think the good fight is coming to an end. Opponent, gonna put the Batterskull into play. We just couldn't get rid of the Jace, and they can get rid of our Jace. Well, this was a close, interesting match. Considering that a deck full of counters and removal is probably, like, gotta be one of our toughest matchups. Actually pretty happy with how this went. Like, it could have been way worse for our deck, for sure. The opponent, yeah. Jacing, drawing, doing all that stuff. Plays a land, has more action. Oh, geez. Teferi. Yeah, we're done now. Opponent gets in, kills our Jace. We know we got nothing on top of our deck. Opponent can fizzle our tutor. Yeah, I think we've officially been brainstormed out of this one. Opponent cracks, shovels, land, bounces Stoneforge, replays it, gets Calder complete. Teferi. Opponent gets Calder complete. Opponent passes. We take down our tutor that does nothing. We know what's on top of our deck that also does nothing. None of our things do anything, so yeah, you got us. Well, that was an interesting one. Although we got him good in game 2 with 4 Rhinos, so. Against the odds time, we are playing 100 Rhinos. For real. In Modern, and well, we got no Rhinos, but we do have a Gifts Ungiven. That could be helpful. Well, Wooded Foothills, Crack Wooded Foothills, Breeding Pool, Untapped, the noblest of hierarchs, yo. Only up to, oh my god, it's drawn. Expedition Map. Well, that makes things worse. I don't know how many answers we have to Tron lands. Steam Vents, Arboreal Grazer, put a land into play. Farseek. Is there a way we can gifts our way out of this? Is it really just Field of Ruin? Is that our answer? We have a Ghost Quarter. So we can get some sort of like Ghost Quarter Field of Ruin pile? Well, I mean, the question is going to be, is it fast enough? Yeah, let's take Jetmir's Garden. I don't think it really matters. All right, Jetmir's Garden, go. Okay, so opponent does have the Tron land. They can Expedition Map. They can get the Tron land. So it looks like they're going to have a turn with Tron, unfortunately, unless we just get a really lucky top deck. Eladrami's Call. So we don't have a creature that beats Tron. So, all right, so we just pass the turn. Hope we fade, I guess. Opponent, Tron assembled. Karn liberated. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gifts Ungiven you. So now the plan might be to try to copy the Karn. I guess that's probably better because there's already a Karn. So we can go like Clever Impersonator, Bring to Light, Finale of Devastation, Mythos of Aluna, and just play Karn Wars, I guess. I think that's our only realistic option here. I don't know if we can out Karn Tron, but we're gonna try. So Mythos of Aluna, Bring to Light, Clever Impersonator, and maybe Tameo's the last pick. Yeah, I think we take Tameo. So that's our pile. Opponent can choose whatever. So either way, we should end up with 2 ways of copying Karn, no matter what our opponent does, which I guess means maybe we Karn eat a Tron land. All right, crack Arid Mesa, another Triome. Get rid of Phantasmal Image. Passing. Clever Impersonator. Copy Karn. Get rid of Urza's Mine. Arid Mesa. Pass the turn. So Karn eats Karn. As long as our opponent doesn't have the Tron land again, this is okay. Dramatic Star. Because we get to just do it again. Opponent cracks. Oh, come on, don't draw the Tron land. Lasso. No, that's not a Tron land, so that's fine. That is a Tron land. So gets the Mine. Arid Mesa, crack it, thin the deck. Get a Triome. Wow, somehow we have not fetched up black mana. That's awkward. That might be a problem. Bring to Light. Clever Impersonator. Clever Impersonator. Copy Karn. Exile Urza's Tower. Attack the Karn. Opponent untaps. I mean, so far this is sort of working. Karn eats Karn. Opponent plays the Tron land. Dramatic Star. Cracks for green. Relica Progenitus. Draws a card. All right, well, okay. We can get one more. Card number 3. Apparently we're Karn tribal in this one. We draw a Triome. Eladrami's Call. Clever Impersonator. Clever Impersonator. The Karn. Exile the Mine. Hit the Karn. And yeah, play the Triumph. So we got black mana. Pass the turn. Oh, we've exiled so many Tron lands. Opponent takes up, gets the tutor. Relic of Progenitus. So what we kind of want is a land. If we draw a land, we can Yarion blink the Karn. Yeah, we'll see. Oh my goodness, opponent, another tower. Wow. Okay, this is it. I mean, that's Battle of Wits. Hit the Karn. If they just reassemble Tron, I'm gonna cry. Battle of Wits. Hit you for 1. All right, this is a game. If they go Tron land, Ugin or Karn, we lose. Otherwise, Battle of Wits hopefully gets some. Can we finally get a Battle of Wits kill? Yes, we did it! Against our nemesis, too. That was a wild game. Opponent got Tron going early. We managed to clone our way out of it somehow. Well, Crumble of Dust in, Unmoored Ego in, Night in, random counter spells in, go down, expensive things. You know what? March of Burgeoning Life is proven itself to be less good than we hoped. Let's run it like that. We really need to have a way to interact with Tron, though. That's Crumble. Is it going to be fast enough? Oh my goodness. Okay. I mean, this is our single best card against Tron. Our single best card. This puts our opponent off Tron forever. Panglacial Worm in hand is not good, but Crumble is so good that it makes up for it. Opponent's mulliganing aggressively all the way to 3, which I guess means there's a decent shot that they won't have turn 3 Tron and a Karn. Urza's Mine and... All right, so opponent might actually still have Tron, but they can't have Tron and the finisher. Xander's Lounge, go. Opponent untaps. Power. Boy, if this is the turn 3 absolute dream, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. We need one more. We need one turn without something absolutely horrible happening. Misty Rainforest. Crack Misty Rainforest. Forest. Farseek. For a Triome. All right, well, I mean, this is it. Do we get wrecked on turn 3 on the Mold 3? There's Tron. Karn the Great Creator. That is going to allow our opponent to do it, unfortunately, I think. Because they can shut off our mana. Liquimetal Coating can shut off a land, which means we can't crumble to dust. Opponent, yep. Wow, that is brutal. That is max brutal. Sylvan Caryatid. Flooded Strand. We can try again next turn, maybe. We're gonna lose a land. Opponent. Xander's Lounge, gonna eat our land. Yep. Opponent going to pass. Well, Flooded Strand, crack it. Jatmir's Gardens. Oh my goodness. How greedy are we? Opponent did nothing last turn. They can tick down Karn though. Can they tick down Karn for something that answers Battle of Wits? Oh, do we just run it out? I was not expecting to draw Battle of Wits. Was not expecting to draw Battle of Wits. Well, I'm so tempted to just run it out and say, can you beat it? Battle, let's go. Can you beat it, Tron? What do you say now, Tron? What do you say? Do you have the answer? Do you have the answer, turn 3 Troner? Opponent doesn't have green mana, which I assume is going to work in our favor. Not easy to kill an enchantment with colorless mana. Oh, okay, maybe they do have green mana. Chromatic Sphere. Cracks it for green. Ancient Stirrings. There goes the green mana. I mean, I guess they could like turn Battle of Wits into an artifact and animate it and then dismember it or something. Is this gonna work? Oh, they need green mana though. They can Expedition Map for Beseiju, but they already spent their green mana, so they need like another Chromatic Sphere. Expedition Map. Cracks it. Beseiju. You have green mana. Karn. Can Karn get green mana? Oh, that's trying to piece it together. They're trying to find a way. Relic. I think we got him. Like if they crack the relic, they got no mana. Do we get him? Sanctum. That's not green mana. Chromatic Star, but no mana. Ah, it worked. It worked. Yes. Opponent's gonna turn it into an artifact. Battle of Wits don't care. Battle of Wits don't care. Well, sometimes you just top deck the Battle of Wits. That felt good. We had so many near misses with Battle of Wits. It feels good that we actually won with it, actually twice, and we did it against Tron of all things. Well, I mean, we've seen a lot of Rhinos. Now we've seen a lot of Battle of Wits. So what do we learn this week about Rhino of Wits, the real 100 Rhinos in Modern? And overall with the deck, we went 4-4, which is actually a fine record. There was another match against Tron that we lost, which, that's gonna happen. Got beat by aggro ones, a super aggressive prowess deck. But the deck, it actually was more functional than I would have expected. When you hear 250 card Battle of Wits with 100 Siege Rhinos, winning games isn't the first thing that really pops into your head. But in this case, we were able to win quite a few games, and most of that was because of Siege Rhino. Siege Rhino's still really good. I don't know why no one plays Siege Rhino anymore, but we got to do some sweet Siege Rhino stuff. I think the most we had on the battlefield at once was like 9 or something. We actually managed to kick a Rite of Replication on a Siege Rhino and have it resolve in a game of Modern. So we got to see it again and again and again, the power of the Siege Rhino, where we like sort of fall behind and then we play a Siege Rhino and gain some life, then we copy it a couple times and gain some more life, and next thing you know, we got a board full of 4 or 5 tramplers that are lightning helixing and gaining us a bunch of life, and we just win the game. So the Siege Rhino part of the deck, it worked pretty well. We were able to find our Rhinos pretty consistently because of the tutors, and then we're able to clone it a bunch of times. Speaking of the clones, we also just got to see some hilarious stuff with clones. Clones I almost feel like are kind of underrated. We had the game against Trod, where opponent turn 3 Karned us, and we managed to clone the Karn and eat Tron lands 3 turns in a row before we eventually got rid of the Karn and went on to win the game with Battle of Wits. So the clones were really, really good. Battle of Wits, oh boy, that was a heartbreaker. So we spent all of our matches trying to win with Battle of Wits, We came super close, only to have like our opponent have a Spell Pierce in hand or be just a little bit too slow to actually win and make it to our upkeep. And then finally in our last match against Tron, our arch nemesis in Modern, we actually got to see it win twice in a row, including the one where we top decked it and YOLO'd it. Like, yes, sometimes you tutor it up, but it's so sweet when you're just like, okay, we got some mana, we top deck Battle of Wits, oh my god, we just win the game, just run it out and hope for the best. So we finally got to see Battle of Wits win as well, and really the goal of the deck wasn't to win Battle of Wits, it was to play as many Rhinos as possible. Battle of Wits was just kind of there to let us play 100 cards or 250 cards and play 100 Rhinos, but I'm glad we got to see the Battle of Wits win actually happen when I was afraid it wasn't going to. I was afraid we were just going to get Rhino wins. So anyway, I mean, the deck, I don't know what to say. Every time we play Rhinos, it performs better than it should. Not to say Rhino of Wits is a top tier deck. Like, we went 50-50 with it, which is a fine record. You're not going to take this to a Grand Prix or a Pro Tour and like win with it. That just seems pretty unlikely. But Could you take this to an FNM and win a couple matches? I think you could. I think that you actually could. You could play a bunch of Rhinos and maybe get people with Battle of Wits. The plan, it kind of works. So considering the downside of playing 250 cards, which is really like, we also got to see sometimes you just don't find what you need. We really need to find like a Wrath or something. And with 250 cards, the odds are just not great. So considering the downside of the inconsistency, the deck worked super, super well. So that is Rhino of Wits. That's the real 100 Rhinos in Modern. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.